Ladies and gentlemen, I am your planetary defense commander, Star-Lord, New Thor 7, and I'm having a fundraiser today to make rent and keep THORnews up and running. And during the day, I will be covering whatever interesting events are happening. And right now, the most interesting event that I'm aware of on the planet happens to be the weather over North America. We have a giant, mega massive cloud and storm system that is encroaching and approaching the eastern seaboard, and it almost looks like it's growing from the Rocky Mountain chain. And then so down here in the hot zone where you've had a volcano, Popocatépetl, okay, down here in Mexico, it's been going on for 5 weeks, 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, I've been going, hey dudes, that volcano won't stop going off. So that's crazy. But coincidentally, this area is hot, and all the moisture and cloud mass madness has been rotating and flowing around it. And so that is creating a bubble that is putting a lot of flooding and rainwater into the south. And as the heat and cold temperatures clash, it ends in a fight of moisture, lightning, straight line winds, and sometimes tornadoes. Right now, we're in tornado land. And so, along this battle that is being fought, I gotta let you guys know that we have major tornadoes happening. It's brought to us by Alabama Wind Weather Blog. Tornado and damaging wind threat continues at 1:30 p.m. And this is for Alabama, Montgomery, and Tuskegee. You are in the boxes, and that cannot be good. They're pointing them out in the severe weather season for a reason, I do imagine. Alright, this is Joe Marducci. Before the storm really gets going, here's a full update for the forecast article. Those in the western Atlantic, western Cumberland, and southern ocean are sitting on a fine line. And you can go ahead and get on Twitter and play along with this. But this thing's going all night, baby. It's true. Well, what I know. But most of the people are verifying that the weather is weird. And now we watch as these moisture plumes push up and east. And hey, guess what? Over the pond in the United Kingdom and Europe, you guys are gonna get wet too. And it's gonna get blowy over there. Hey, some of the cool kids at Weather BBC use that term. Apparently in Europe, when it's windy, they call it blowy. I was like, I'll allow it. I'll totally allow it. Okay, so then you have volcanoes pluming out down, it looks like, underwater seamounts. Same thing. They're just underwater volcanoes. Looks like they are a bit active today in our hot zone. Hey, you can almost see the temperature changes as night turns to day. Or flip that around. Okay, let's get back to the pros. But if you're in that area, I would definitely check it out. And whatever tonight's forecast is going to be, as, man, I tried to put the main thing at the end so I would always be able to find it, and now I can't find it. But let me point this out. This is your jet stream. And this looks like two hands. They're playing patty cake. So when the jet stream starts to play patty cake, that's interesting, right? I don't know. People have different levels of what is and is not interesting. And so here is our mega active nasty danger zone. So I hope you have your game faces on, because we do have active tornadoes, I do believe. Animals are amazing. Quite the mess of storms out there. And we got a lot of boxes going on, definitely near Montgomery, in between LaGrange and Macon and Warner Robins. Americus by Albany and Ufala and Dotheny. Whoa, that looks like we got a tornado there down on the ground. Hopefully it's not near a populated area. Looks like the sky is on fire. Yeah, the sky has definitely been in 5D. So if they hook up the 5G to the 5D, will we get to like 6E? I don't even know. Cranky weather guy. Just watch the radars and think those ESE digs in the column show you it will stave off as per the colder guidance. Your minor extrapolation error at range compounds spread and end on mix intrusion. Really splitting hairs here. My town. So it's like, yeah, townies. Every town has a townie, pretty much. Okay, what are we talking about? The swordfish of mixed precipitation. You got the snowy spots are snowy. The sleety spots are sleety. The icy spots are icy. The wet spots are wet, blowy, and lightningy. Alright, you got that? And so, what is going to happen here as the hot battles the cold in the moist? Nobody really knows. But, man, I gotta get back to that Twitter thingy. The weather Twitter team is putting out so much good information today because there's a lot of good information there. So I'm going to click back because I got to find the one. Oh, here's one. Roll of convection. But look, this is a storm that is both a seahorse and a swordfish of danger. It's got all the components. And watch the cold wind blow out. Great job, Anthony Macelio. That's beautiful. Mother Nature's a beautiful thing. And sometimes beautiful things can be extremely dangerous. Well, yeah, look at that come together. And I think we're going to see some pretty heavy, nasty rain totals. And I have noticed when Mother Nature tends to drop a whole lot of rain in a very short amount of time over different parts of the world, it's a trend. And so usually that trend continues. And so since we saw over 20 inches of rain in one day in California in multiple spots, I would guess we are now in a season where pretty much anywhere in the world could be seeing 20 inches of rain or more in one day. And so that's something we're going to have to watch out for. And when you have two systems hooking up and shooting out giant jets like that, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we should probably be prepared for it since it is already a stat that has been laid down into our data hands. Look at that cold air blowing out the top, though. It's crazy. Heavier band helps a lot. Instant stickage to hard surfaces. May the force be with you. Okay, here, so much information. Big landslide reported in Kashmir, India. Yeah, the earth is moving and shaking. And maybe later I'll have time to show you the subway. I think Waffle House has bought itself good weather luck. Who knows though? Reed Timmer up here is my short-term target area for the most significant severe weather threat over the next 3 hours. And then he started rapping. That's a bad joke. Waynesboro, Monroe, Croneville, Cronolelly, Bruton, Atmore, Saraland. Northern suburbs of Montgomery, Alabama. Yeah, looks like a pretty... You're not out of the woods. We are not out of the woods yet. Are we out of the woods? Are we out of the woods? Not yet. Otogaville. Millbrook, Prattville. But that's a cool place. Blue Ridge. I love the color blue. Although all the colors are cool, man. Mark Tyrello. Wow, stunning winter sunrise seen from Lake Pepin in Minnesota. This photo was courtesy of Amanda Hart Baldwin in Minnesota weather. What do we got here? James Spann, rotation near Pike Road has weakened. Tornado warning remains in effect. However, another tornado warning polygon continues north of Montgomery for rotation over western Ottawaga County. So yeah, these are pretty intense, and it's pretty stormy. We're definitely in the stormy period, and then this thing ends tonight through the morning with, we'll see what it's gonna ice, and that's always interesting. It's almost like the bad guy in Batman that freezes everything, because ice can mess you up, dude. And this is Alfred Einstein. Darn, Marathon Greece. Man, did you know people used to build really cool stuff? I guess they do too now. I just don't get to travel much. And in Houston, it is downright muggy. And today, this morning, it was foggy again. So I'm talking about that volcano that's down the road. And it's also foggy. It's been foggy since that volcano's been going off. Is it connected? Who knows? Tallahassee. A tornado warning has been issued for Terrell County. Please take shelter now if you are under the tornado warning. Oh, yeah. And another thing. I hope this doesn't blow your mind. I just got to make a real quick announcement. Mercury is about to go retrograde. You may or not believe in that, but that does not mean it does not exist. And so, yeah, it seems like things get extra wonky when Mercury goes retrograde. And so people who had trouble communicating ahead of time, when they try to communicate during Mercury retrograde, you get more misunderstandings. And so please do not misinterpret or misunderstand anything that I happen to be saying here. At no time do I mean for my words to be a threat or an insult to you, your family, and your loved ones, or your beliefs. I believe you can believe what you want to believe, and I can believe what I want to believe. All right. Did we make that clear? Let's get back to the fun information. And it's not fun, it's dangerous. Here we go. But if I didn't have a sense of humor about things, and I did this all day, every day, then, I don't know, I'd probably be unhappy, crazy. And who wants that? A tornado warning has been issued for Door County. Please take shelter now if you are in the area. And if you are ahead of any of these areas, you definitely need to be watching out. And I have a theory and a saying and a science that goes, when the sun acts weird, strange, different, odd, peculiar. The weather acts strange, different, odd, peculiar. Because it's kind of crazy, but, you know, the sun drives the weather. I don't know if you knew that. You do now. Or maybe don't. Here we go. SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft successfully docked with the International Space Station on Sunday in a huge victory for Elon Musk and NASA. Why does space agency related stuff always have to be so sexual? And even if you think this is fake, then this just makes it deep fake docking, which definitely sounds like a form of porn any way you slice it. Although, I don't think porn and slicing should be mixed. I'm not a fan of porn. Okay. I'm not judging anybody. Here we go. Weather Nation. New tornado warning issued for Terrell County in southwest Georgia. The warning remains in effect until 2:45 Eastern. This is the next to another warning for Randolph County that remains in effect till 2:30. Oh, that thing passed. Yeah, if you're ahead of any of these, but I'm letting you know that the storm is active, and it is active now. Dust and night, barely heavy snow rates, and huge flakes over past hour have resulted in minor accumulations across Grayson County. Despite temperatures being 33 degrees, negative 36 degrees, like I said, it's horizontal and vertical. Locally, Kentucky weather winter. So hey, it's snowing in Kentucky. You know, it's great. Didn't Hank Williams? Wait, no, Charlie Daniels. Didn't Charlie Daniels say like, when I was snowing in Kentucky, I was drinking whiskey with my dog. My horses had gone running, and my woman was lost in a fog. All right, Alan Weather, New York. Snow forecast and update. And he took the extra effort to put in a cool-ass snowflake. So hashtag thanks, Alan, for that. He made some tweaks to northwest edge of 69 or 6 to 9 inches in band, and shifted the southern edge further south due to less mixing. Hashtag NYC, around 5 to 8 inches. I think he's talking about snow. What does the sleet emoji look like? You know? I'd like to know, is there a sleet emoji? Okay. And so, yeah, I don't know. They take their snow accumulation totals seriously in the East Coast. So good luck with all your predictions, gentlemen, and forecasts. But just let the public know it is really hard to forecast this stuff these days with the volcanoes adding all the extra variables. And the aliens and the geoengineering and Atlantis. Wait, okay. You can tell jokes and stuff. I guess not. Another update later this afternoon as storm approaches. Timing impacts and updated totals. Stay tuned. You know it, and stay aware. Okay, let's go back and look at the storm. Shall we? Together. You and I. Oh, there's our lightning. Oh, we got a flying bee. We definitely have a flying bee. What does that look like to you? Anybody even here? Shit, I got... Dang shucks. Wait. Here we go. Cool. I killed a man in Reno. Just will I hear a train a comin'. It's coming around the bend. And I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when. Yeah, Johnny Cash is cool. Man, he liked to get crazy. And he was a good child of God. Honorable one, too. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so love is a burning thing. And it makes a fiery ring. I fell for you like a child. Okay, so yeah, so this storm that is blowing up right now over southeast and mid-southeast America is wild. And so the heavier action. Wait, I got a bunch of cool stuff pulled up. Let's see if I can find any of it for you. If I can't, I apologize. I tried. There we go. All right, so I guess here, where are the main tornado areas? Because it's interesting on this wind map. Where's the, yeah, I guess the action is happening down here. Here's tornado land. Yeah, so that is where we're getting our convergence line. Let me kick over here to temperature. We're near Montgomery. So I guess the wildest of the wind action is about here. You're not what I'm looking for. Yeah, the atmosphere is a very interesting thing. Speaking of interesting atmosphere, this is the strange system that I'm just absolutely befuddled by. And check this out. Imagine if that teal was red. It would probably look more alarming. But here are your severe and weird weather watches. Your winter watches, sleet watches, ice watches. Here are your flood watches. What is that? Let's check what is going on in Central Texas. I don't know what beige is. If you know what beige is at home, then good for you. I guess I'm not smart enough to figure it out. I guess that means this area is okay with weather? Or has there just wind chill? Oh, dang. At 30, 40? No, I'm confused. Dang, I had a groove and then I lost it. Oh, look at this. So this is your atmosphere. And it is definitely doing some crazy things. Whoa. So is that where? Whoa. Yeah, that's a good find, huh? Good job, me. And the people at whirlwind.aos.wisconsin.education. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. That is amazing. So that, look at that little hammer. It's like a 7. That's a beautiful thing. But dangerous. Whoa. I'm going to say whoa a couple more times. That is super fascinating. I'm putting you down here. And I think I know which one this is. Okay, bear with me. If you were there or near there, man, hopefully I'm not the only source you are looking at right now to find out if you are in front of a wind shitstorm. I'm sorry I couldn't find another word. Wait, I don't think that's the right one. I'm not talking to myself. I'm technically my own co-host. Okay. I'm just going to start tapping stuff. Bear with me one moment, please. What about that one? There's some cool ones here. I haven't figured them out yet. I will figure them out together. It'll be worth it, I think. Oh, 4-panel. No way. No, that's not the one I was looking for. Now I feel extra dumb. this isn't. Okay, no, we don't. Just gonna take a moment to load. I hope. This is the one I was looking for. Whoa. Is it supposed to be going in and out? Look at that. I wish it would stop blacking out. Oh, it's loading. Let's check. Now, I don't know what we're going to see. Here we go. Savage player. Player Savage. Hey. Hey, and I wanted to say thank you guys if you're here with me. I was at the bottom of the barrel this morning at like 8 a.m. I was like, oh my God, there's no hope whatsoever. And then by noon, I was like, oh my God, I might survive. You guys are amazing. I went from the bottom to somewhere near the top in a short amount of time. So let me say thank you. And I appreciate you. I am so grateful. And you guys are awesome, which is behind this surge of yay. Okay, back to work. Tornado on radar is near Hopeful Hull. But this is past, so you gotta know that you're ahead of it. But yeah, so I'm chubby, I'm silly, I'm good, I'm goofy looking. I don't leave the house much, but when I do, people say, hey, handsome. It's true. It doesn't make any sense, though. Our weather spotter in Moiri Springs reported a low temperature of negative 16 this morning. That is cold. I agree with that cute little puppy. And so, New Orleans, we were watching the tail end of our big little storm right here. Oh, and this is what I was looking for right here. When we're talking about the difficulty that Cranky Weather Guy and the whole team of Weather Twitter, especially on the East Coast, that are going to be trying to put together this forecast of who will get snow, who will get ice, who will get rain, who will get sleet, who will get thunder sleet. That's going to give me the name of my cover band. Thunder Sleet and the Dogs in Coats. And so who knows? But this is a big deal, because if it is a big push, and it's a big push, and the middle section gets a giant push of ice, it's like you in a whole territory gets sprayed with ice. And the ice messes everything up. Like, I don't know if I've shown lately the house that got iced over, or it's like a whole house, and the whole house is just covered in ice. And they're like, well, we gotta wait for everything to melt before you can get back in your house, dude. It's by one of the lakes, Great Lake, I think, or Lake Ontario. And so ice can just mess everything up. And so tonight's forecast is going to be a tricky one. And that who gets what and where will be along the temperature gradient lines in the big fight. I want somebody to love. Okay, now here's the happy section. Look, animals are cool, man. Animals are badass. They're beautiful. They're magical. They're so cool, you know? They're excellent representatives for humanity. That's amazing. Is that divine geometry? Yes. And dogs. Here's the thing. Dogs are badass. Dogs are so cool. I can't even express how cool dogs are. Most animals are super cool. Sometimes we feel lost. And with the pain so big, we don't know how to face it. I felt that way this morning. And then it got faced, hopefully. The X-Men go snow skiing. Snow skiing can be a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. But I want to, oh yeah, here's the thing. Dogs love humans more than humans do these days. You know what I'm saying? Every dog I've known loved me. I pretty much loved every dog I've ever known. Like, humans and dogs get along super duper well. And dogs super appreciate human beings. Like, you ever seen a dog look at you like, oh my God, I love you? Have you ever had a dog try to protect you like you were cake? All right, here comes a non-dirty joke. Never name your kid Clint. This made me laugh. I don't know. Never name your kid Clint. This is a totally clean joke. Happy birthday, Clint. And this is like the cutest puppy ever. If I was going to get a dog, that dog would do that. Look at that dog's paws. I don't know. I have a thing for dog paws. Doggy paws are cute. And I like shaking a dog's hand too. I don't know why. And then, okay, said dogs are badass. And here we go. Alta. It's different than alto, I think. What we're talking about here is the high pressure circulation generates a strong increase in temperature. And so, here's where we have in our McDLT story of fire and ice. Here's where we have the heat. Up there's where you got the cold. Down here's where you got the volcanoes. Is it all connected? Probably. Geoficio. Sweet masa de air polar comienza a cubrir el centro and or. Oh, crap. Okay, but yeah, look at this whole cloud formation. Like, that's a cloudy day. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And that looks like a big serpent, snaky beast. It's like a battle. Crazy days indeed. Okay, but now we're going to play Twitter roulette. Alright, have I gone through all the... So yeah, and then I think on Wednesday is where the cold dips down. I don't know if I want to use the term polar article vortex. Is that a thing? No. Oh yeah, let's go back to the front. I have too many tabs up. I didn't want to do that. Oh, I found this. Badass. Alright. That. I got lucky. Here you go. This is cool. So this is our live look at the storm, at least the most dangerous parts, and the way it's all developing. But check out this other storm, the perpendicular, the storm next to it. That is pretty crazy too, you know? Like, this is a whole thing. It's a whole event. But see that 7? There's that 7 I'm talking about. I got your number. That is crazy. All right. Did I put Q&A in the thing? If I did, then I better ask questions. Yeah, okay. Hate is not the vibe we're looking for. Or this is a Sunday sermon of gratitude. So yeah, animals always make me happy. But look at that giant 7, and I'm very glad to be alive for today. Because as your planetary defense commander, I don't want to fail and have to commit seppuku. But good warriors are prepared to do what they gotta do. So, on a day like today, I'm always very humble and grateful. So it's really hard for me to be angry. And I'm actually not really mad or angry or hating anybody. I don't hate anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I don't blame anybody. But I do like to take responsibility, for saving the world and stuff. It's part of the job. Planetary Defense Commander. It's my job to save us and make sure everything goes fine. But we're a team. Okay, cool. So yeah, things are crazy. Hey, gang. Yeah, skiing, that's the whole thing. I'm going to tell my story again for a second. That, my dad, God bless him, rest his soul, when I was a kid, we lived in Chicago. And so, I don't know how young they put me on skis. It was 3 or 5. But my mom and dad put me on snow skis. And we had in Chicago, they don't have mountains. Back in the day, they had hills that they would ice over, fake snow. And so from 3 to 5 to 8 to 10, I hated it. As a kid, I can remember being dragged out because my dad was on ski patrol. And so I hated it. I'd go out there and cry. They have all this footage, 60mm footage of me crying as a kid on skis. And then my mom and dad got divorced. And then I was 11. And my dad moved to Colorado. And then I was 13. And then I went out to Colorado mountains. And guess what? I was an amazing skier. And having skied on a frozen tall hill for 5 or 6 years on ice. When you put me on powder on a giant mountain, it was the greatest thing ever. Anyway, so yeah, there's a steep learning curve to skiing that's not fun. And you feel out of control. But I was lucky enough that I was forced to ski, and then it actually really paid off. And one of my favorite things in the world is to take 3 chairlifts up to the very top of the mountain and then ski all the way down. Mountains are so cool, man. I want to thank you guys for being here. Is South Texas going to get cold? I think so. Will we get the freeze we are watching? I think that we got a good shot at it. You know what's weird is I was hoping for a snow day. I was praying for a snow day. Still am. But, okay, here we go. We're going to find out. We're going to look at the European temperature gradient over the next 10 days. As I relight the cigarette I started at the beginning. But, man, look at that freezing cold pushing out into the Atlantic. I'm always obsessed when the cold is like, screw you, ocean. I'm coming and taking your turf. And then the ocean's like, hell no, I'm battling you back. See, look, like I said, Wednesday is the day that the major cold is supposed to get the farthest. Like, how far south will it go? I think there's a good chance. I mean, that would be... That brings it down into Beaumont. Houston would stay above it. And I'm kind of surprised. But look at these chunks. I guess this must be high range territory. Look at the heat. So yeah, Wednesday is our best. But look how the cold like punches all the way out to here. And then all the way out. That's pretty far for the... That's pretty cool. Man, we're tripping across a bunch of cool visuals here today. I still haven't even lit it. Whoa. See, look how hot it gets up in those mountains. Did you guys see that? I wish this thing had gradients so you can overlay filters and play them at the same time. So look at that battle back. It's just a battle between the hot and the cold, and the in-between is the storms. Crazy days indeed. Yeah, I'd like another snow day. I'd like a snow day, but I don't think we're going to get it. Because when I nicknamed it a volcano winter, I think I hit that nail pretty hard on the head. You know, when you're Thor and you have a hammer, sometimes everything looks like a nail. And I don't like making mistakes. Did you see that on the West Coast? That looked like a freezy day. Okay, I want to show you guys one thing. Because I believe everybody's free to their own opinion, and I'm not just trying to threaten anyone's beliefs. I'm just trying to say, hey, this is what I think. And so, on my theory that like the sun has been acting weird, and the sun has been changing, and that the Earth's atmosphere has been changing, the solar system has been changing. One of the things in my quote-unquote evidence is my own observation of the sun, and then just the amateur photos of the auroras. And so, you know, this is just from the last 3 weeks. These are the auroras from we've been seeing a lot of coronal holes this solar season or two. Definitely the last year, we've been seeing a large amount of large coronal holes, so we're getting hit with a lot of fast solar wind, often and early and late and up and down and all around. And so, one of the things from that is really badass auroras. And Steve's is one of the purple guys in here is named Steve. He's so special. They gave him his own name. And then the pillars of light that we're seeing off the sun, they are amazing. Yeah, those are, I mean, that's a multi-layered, multifaceted, multicolored, multi-magnetic angled. There's Steve. Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy? They thought it was a proton arc, but then they're like, nope. So yeah, That's incredible. And here we have wonderful work by Frankie Lucina. Lucina? Great. We have, I think, blue lightning, sprites, elves, dwarfs, and no good 5-man to go to. There's a World of Warcraft reference. I'm a paladin for life. Alliance, of course. But this was not taken from the Keck Observatory. It was taken from the Gemini Observatory. And this shows, I think this is in Hawaii. So this spritey blue lightningy over the storm, and it always takes place over a storm, was near Hawaii. And this is like magic, magic, magic. Possible good job location. So there's a lot of activity going on in the Pacific. Things are a bit wild and crazy. Look at that. I hope one day we will have the technology enough to put a camera like 200 miles above Earth. And so we can watch the auroras in one giant masterpiece, like a working piece of art, or like a Rorschach mask, except it's auroras. You know, what if aliens are writing out messages on the top of our planet, and we just haven't invented a space camera enough yet to go farther enough to take pictures from Earth 60 frames a second? Hey, look, y'all, it's the sun looking all wacky. Let me ask you a question. Since it is my fundraiser day, and there's still a chance when I turn this thing on, I still have like $157 to go to make rent tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. So who knows? I might not survive. I may still end up in Spooku Land. Where is it? Planetary Defense Commander. You know, I may totally fail out. Oh, crap, I had a point and I forgot. Oh, here it is. And so, I'm talking to y'all serious, honest, just straight up, not scared that for you to judge me or think I'm crazy. But have you ever, because I watch the sun a lot with my own eyes. Have you ever watched the sun and then watched it do like crazy stuff? Like, no way. Like, am I tripping out? And I have. And one of the times was when I saw the sun like this, and this little line, it just moved up the sun real slow. And it took it maybe 20 minutes to go from the bottom to the top. But as it did that, anything under it was a different color. Like it was a different shade, a darker shade than the top above the line. And I took a bunch of photos of it, and they're amongst my 5 terabytes of my own personal data that I never really look at it or edit. But yeah, it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And so, I don't know, I don't think we fully understand the connection between the sun and the earth and the clouds. And so, this photo reminded me of that day where I sat and watched, and where the world surprised you beyond anything you've ever known. I watched the sun do that, and that was just, and this has been during the time where I'm like, you know what, the sun is learning some new tricks. Or maybe now I'm just noticing. So I don't feel dumb saying, you know what, the sun is acting weird and our weather's acting weird, and I'm pretty sure they're connected. And whereas I was at the bottom of the barrel, like literally at 8 in the morning, because I hadn't had a single donation, was like, when I redid the math, I was like $475 short from rent. So I was like, oh God, I gotta go down on a ship, seppuku. And then, I don't know, it looks like I might make it. And so, one of the things during all the times that the world has been super crazy is the sky, the auroras, and the things I've seen in the sky, the sundogs. The sun brings me joy and hope, and the sky and the animals. And, you know, I got good friends too, and I've had great friends. So there are great people. We just got to remember to keep the faith. And when someone is down, help pick them back up. Because we all get down. This is a roller coaster for sure. You know, if anyone, I don't know anybody who's had steady emotional times for the last 6 months. But then I don't really hang out with anybody. Okay, cool. Auroras. More auroras. Yeah, the auroras of, and here's your, you know, that is the thing in the middle is what we call a coronal hole. where like extra sun juice spews out and heads to Earth. And then we got a little box, which is NASA's way of saying, hey, check me out. So yeah, things are wild. So if I'm acting wild and you're acting wild, let's all have a little more patience for each other if we can. Yeah. Crazy. What do we got? Did I put Q&A in there? Because if I did, I should be answering a question. Whoa. Turn up the mic. Can you hear me now? Or sometimes I don't have good mic discipline. Can anybody hear me now? How's my microphone? Is it super crappy? Oh, damn. Have I learned to talk into my microphone properly? Is anybody here? Is it disconnected? Oh no. I best abandon ship, reload, recheck, and then head back. Okie dokie. Everybody stay cool.